We spend so much of our lives online, and we just trust that when we type in a website address, we're going to end up in the right place. But what if that trust is broken? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a really sneaky danger called DNS spoofing. It's an attack that can make you think you're safe when you're actually walking right into a trap.
So think about it. The last time you logged into your online banking, you typed in the address, the page loaded, and everything looked perfectly normal, right? But what if that was a flawless copy, a fake website designed for one reason and one reason only, to snatch your login details the second you hit enter? Well, that's the scary reality of DNS spoofing, and it happens a lot more than you'd think.
All right, so how does a trick like this even work? It all boils down to an attack on a system we rely on every single second we're online, and that's the DNS. Probably the best way to get your head around DNS is to think of it as the entire internet's master phone book.
At its core, the domain name system, or DNS, has one absolutely critical job. See, we humans use easy-to-remember names like, say, example.com. But computers, they don't speak English. They speak in numbers, specifically IP addresses. DNS is basically the silent translator in the middle, connecting the name you type to the number the computer needs to actually find the website.
And this is where that whole phone book idea really clicks. A domain name like bank.com, that's just like a person's name in your contacts. But the IP address, that string of numbers, that's their actual phone number, the one the network needs to make the call. All DNS does is look up the name to find the right number. The whole system is built on trust. So what happens when a hacker scribbles a fake number in that phone book?
Well, that's it. That's DNS spoofing in a nutshell. An attacker finds a way to feed your computer a fake IP address, a wrong number. So you think you're calling your bank, but you've been secretly connected to a scammer's line. And the scariest part? The fake site can look so real you'd never know the difference until it's way too late.
So how on earth do they actually pull this off? It's not some kind of digital magic. It's actually a pretty clever, calculated deception that takes advantage of the blind trust we put in the internet's plumbing every single day. Let's just walk through it step by step. It starts with you. You try to go to a real website. But behind the scenes, an attacker has already poisoned the DNS server by planting a fake entry. So when your request gets to that server, it doesn't know any better and sends back the wrong IP address. Your browser, just doing its job, takes you right to the attacker's fake site. The second you type in your login, boom, it's stolen. And this attack isn't a one-trick pony. It comes in a few different flavors. Attackers can poison a huge DNS server, which redirects thousands of people all at once. Or they could do a man-in-the-middle attack, where they jump right in and intercept your personal connection. Sometimes malware on your own computer can change its DNS settings. Or, and this is a really sneaky one, they can attack your home Wi-Fi router, which then compromises every single device in your house. Okay, so that's the how. But what about the why? Why do hackers even bother with this? This is where a technical trick becomes a very real, very personal threat. Because understanding the mechanics is one thing, but getting a handle on the consequences, that's what really matters. The attacker's goals are usually pretty simple and, of course, malicious. They're trying to steal your usernames and passwords. They're trying to trick you with phishing attacks. Or maybe they want to install nasty malware on your computer. Sometimes it's about redirecting you to spammy ads, or even just quietly monitoring everything you do online. But no matter what, the end goal is always about them profiting from your private information. And the immediate fallout is exactly what you'd fear: financial loss and stolen data. Once you're tricked into logging into a fake banking site or your email, the attacker basically has the keys to your digital life. They can drain your accounts, buy things with your cards, and read all your private messages. And where does all this lead? Well, the worst-case scenario is full-blown identity theft. With enough of your personal info, your passwords, your financial data, an attacker can do more than just access your accounts. They can literally pretend to be you. And that can cause devastating damage that can take years, and I mean years, to fix. Okay, that was pretty heavy, I know. But here's the good news. You are not powerless against this. So let's flip this around. Enough with the problem, let's talk about the solution. Here's how you can build up your digital self-defense and stay safe from this invisible threat. First things first, you've got to know the warning signs. Keep a close eye on the website address in your browser. Look for tiny misspellings. If your browser ever flashes a big security certificate warning at you,
listen to it. That is a massive red flag. And hey, if a website you use all the time suddenly starts acting weird or it rejects a password you know is right, it's time to get suspicious and just stop what you're doing. And here's your prevention checklist. Always look for that little padlock and HTTPS in the address bar. You might want to think about using a trusted DNS provider like Google or Cloudflare. And please, for the love of all that is good, change the default password on your home router. Try not to do your banking on public Wi-Fi at the coffee shop, and of course, keep your antivirus software up to date. Each of these steps is like adding another lock on your digital front door. So we'll leave you with this. The internet's phone book can be messed with, absolutely. But now you know how it works. You know how to check the number before you dial, you know the warning signs, and you know the steps to protect yourself. The only real question left is, now that you're in on the secret, how will you browse